And thank you so much for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. With President Trump in Germany for the G20 summit, all the world is abuzz about the high-stakes face-to-face meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Mark Martin is on the story.
Trump tweeted today that he looked forward to the sit-down meeting with Putin, saying there was much to discuss. The two leaders reportedly shared their first handshake. On the agenda for their meeting, Russia's actions that have led to instability in its region and elsewhere like Syria, along with the war on terror. The Kremlin also wants the U.S. to return 2 compounds that the Obama administration took over in December because of Russia's reported spying activities.
President Putin will walk in that door with a very specific agenda in mind, and President Trump needs to be prepared to handle that.
Trump called out Russia in his speech to the people of Poland Thursday for actions in other countries, including Ukraine.
We urge Russia to cease its destabilizing activities in Ukraine and elsewhere, and its support for hostile regimes, including Syria and Iran.
An enthusiastic crowd greeted Trump in Poland, where he defended faith, family, and freedom. The president recalled how in 1979, when Poles gathered for their first Mass with Polish Pope John Paul II, the communists in Warsaw must have realized their oppressive system would soon crumble.
They must have known it at the exact moment during Pope John Paul II's sermon, when 1 million Polish men, women, and children suddenly raised their voices in a single prayer. 1 million Polish people did not ask for wealth. They did not ask for privilege. Instead, 1 million Poles sang 3 simple words: "We want God."
Trump went on to say those words still ring true today.
The people of Poland, the people of America, and the people of Europe still cry out, "We want God."
Through their devotion to God, Trump said the Polish people were able to fight the oppression of communism and prevail. Mark Martin, CBN News.
South Korea's president is willing to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. He made that known during a speech at the G20 summit Thursday. He says the two Koreas should meet after years of hostility. The announcement comes just days after the North shot its first intercontinental ballistic missile test. Since taking office, Moon has worked to improve strained ties with North Korea, but there has been very little progress. A federal judge in Hawaii is leaving the president's travel ban in place until the U.S. Supreme Court makes its final ruling on the matter. The High Court says the administration can begin enforcing part of the order. Now, people coming from Sudan, Somalia, Libya, Iran, and Yemen are required to have a close family tie to enter the U.S. But the state of Hawaii filed an emergency motion asking for clarification about what qualifies as a close family tie. Hawaii is the first state to file a lawsuit to stop the president's revised executive order back in March. Qatar is under more scrutiny as new accusations surface about the country's ties to terrorism. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and Bahrain released a list of 24 groups and up to 60 individuals they believe to have been involved in financing terrorism. Last month, the 4 Arab nations cut all ties with Qatar and demanded that they shut down Al Jazeera TV, limit ties with Iran, and end its support for jihadists. But Qatar insists it condemns terrorism and it does not support extremist groups. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is expected to visit Kuwait Monday to ease rising tensions. The fight is not over to release the terminally ill 11-month-old British baby Charlie Gard to his parents, with President Trump stepping up his involvement by talking about the situation with Prime Minister Theresa May. And some people see it as a warning sign of the dangers of a government-run healthcare system. Abigail Robertson is on this story.
Charlie Gard's parents are doing everything in their power to fight the British government from controlling how their son, who was born with a rare mitochondrial disease, spends his final days.
If he's still fighting, we're still fighting. And if he's still fighting over there, believe me, he's still fighting. He's a little fighter.
The parents have faced a series of heartbreaking legal defeats aimed at gaining the right to transfer their son, who can't breathe or move on his own, to a hospital for experimental treatment or to keep him on life support. Despite privately raising over $1.7 million for his treatment and having offers from a U.S. hospital as well as the Vatican to treat Charlie for free, the hospital and British government refused to release the baby. And they won't permit the family to take Charlie home to die in peace.
And we've promised our little boy every single day that we will take him home, because that is a promise we thought we could keep.
Since the British government pays for the health system for its citizens, they have the authority over medical decisions. In this case, the government agrees with the hospital doctors, who say it's time to remove Charlie's life support and allow him to die. Advocates for Charlie's release argue this case sets a dangerous precedent for the government and medical authorities determining who lives and who dies.
People do not understand how that the heavy hand of the state could exert its authority over this child, taking the rights from the parents who simply want a little more time.
Religious and world leaders and even pop stars like Cher are voicing their support for the Gard family.
I think with so many moving pieces and talks at the level of the White House, I think that there's still some hope. Perhaps that Charlie could be moved to a different hospital.
Last Friday, the courts gave the hospital permission to pull Charlie off life support, but his parents are hoping he will be released before they do so. Reporting from Washington, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
Coming up, this family speaking out about swimming pool safety. We're going to show you why next. With summer in full swing, you might think children will be safe in the pool as long as they know how to swim. But one family is speaking out about the need for pool safety after tragically losing their 6-year-old son to an unknown danger in the pool. Abigail Robertson brings us more now on this story.
Pool season is officially here, but before you jump in the water, you might want to heed some unexpected warnings.
We had no idea that this danger lurked in our own backyard pool.
Karen Cohn and her husband thought they had done everything possible to protect their kids from drowning. But when their 6-year-old son Zach's arm got caught by drain entrapment, their worst fears came to life.
His arm became stuck, and despite my husband and other adults trying to release him, the suction was just too strong and we couldn't get him out.
Drain entrapment occurs when the suction from a pool or spa drain forcefully traps the body, creating an effect similar to putting your hand on the end of a vacuum cleaner. A pool or hot tub with a single drain can create between 450 to 900 pounds of suction force.
The suction is so strong, it's hundreds of pounds of pressure. So an adult can become stuck as well and not be able to release him or herself. So it's not just about children.
And it's not just the body. Hair can become caught in a drain cover, limbs can get stuck in drain openings, and jewelry and bathing suits can become snared. Since the tragedy, the Cohns are on a mission to preach water safety through their foundation named in honor of Zach. One key warning: beware of flat pool drains. Instead, swim in pools with raised drains or drain covers.
What's most important is that if a drain cover comes loose or is off, that pool should be closed.
Federal law requires public pools to use these safer models, but that only accounts for 2% of the pools in the U.S.
There are 14 million additional pools and spas throughout the country that are privately owned, and those are governed by the state.
Karen says some states have strong laws, but others are weak. She recently came to Capitol Hill to discuss with lawmakers how to make all pools safer for swimmers. She also wrote a children's book with her husband that outlines the A, B, C, and D's of water safety: adult, barrier, classes, and drains.
Children should know how to dial 911, and families should take a CPR class. It's very important because statistics show that if CPR is administered right away after a drowning occurs, it can actually save lives.
Karen hopes that sharing her family's tragic story will help prevent future children from drowning.
Reporting from Washington, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
Up next, sitting down with a gospel legend, Cece Winans joins us in Studio 5 for an interview you won't want to miss. Cece Winans has been making music for more than 3 decades. In today's Studio 5 interview, I sit down with the gospel legend and I talk with her about her latest project and how it's a true statement of God's faithfulness.
Hey, devil, get behind me. Hey, devil, under my feet.
This old school vibe is just one of the new sounds you can sample on the first Cece Winans solo recording in about 9 years. It's called Let Them Fall in Love.
Lord, help me, Jesus. I'm wasted, so help me, Jesus. I know what I am.
Your son, Alvin III,
yes,
did a lot of the producing on this.
And writing.
And writing it. Did you catch his vision immediately?
No. Of course not. Probably about 6 years ago, he came and said, Mom, I got a great idea for how you should come back out. Because I didn't realize so much time had went by even then.
It was like 9 years. I find that hard to believe.
9 years from the time of the release, but when he came to me, it had probably been about 4 years.
Wow.
And he shared with me the idea, you know, Mom, it's going to be really cool. My generation is going to love it. So you already know right then. I'm like, your generation? Okay, wait a minute. But he assured me that the lyrics would be bold. It would be who I am, but yet it would be fresh, relevant, kind of a throwback feel in there, you know. And so I was like, oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. But when I finally got it, and it took him a while, trust me. If you talk to him, I'm sure he'll tell you how bad I was. But when I got it, I got excited. I was like, oh, this is going to be really, really good. It's going to be fun, you know. Had all live music, 40-piece orchestra.
Nice.
It was awesome. But I have to say, I knew he was gifted and talented going in, but I found out a whole nother level that I didn't know that God had really blessed him with, you know, downloaded in him. So as a mom, you know, I would work during the day or late at night in the studio, and when I get home, I would just weep and say, God, you're so faithful. You're so faithful. And I saw his faithfulness to the next generation through working with my son.
That's beautiful. And your son helping you and your husband at your church as well?
Yes, my son and daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they're both very involved. They're preaching and teaching. So it's a family. It's a family ministry. Yeah, we're all doing this. We were all very surprised by the call, but we've all embraced the call.
Cece and her husband, Alvin Love, started Nashville Life Church 5 years ago. It began after her music-producing son invited about 30 friends over to their home for a Bible study.
And we looked at each other, was like, oh my God, all the prophecies started coming to our minds. We were like, this is it. And we started Nashville Life. Nice. So it's a church full of millennials on fire for God. We're teaching them how to be disciples. We're making sure the main thing remains the main thing, and that's just loving God and loving people.
Many people watching are gonna wanna know, what is your secret for reaching that generation? Because they're leaders in churches and looking out into the audience and not seeing them. What is the key?
Well, you know what? The number one thing, we were birthed out that way. You know, very diverse group of people, which is awesome. But I think from what we've learned, my husband and I, since we've been pastoring the millennials, is that they just want the real deal. They don't want all the stuff that we think have to be church, the traditional stuff. And trust me, I love a lot of the great traditions, but they want it simple. They just want a relationship with Jesus.
I want to talk about your family just a little bit, the great Winans family. We love all of you. But a surprise to me, I'm sitting at home watching Greenleaf, and I see the Winans last name on one of the lead characters.
That's right.
And I'm thinking, surely not. So then I look. Okay, so your niece is an actress?
My niece is an actress. Everybody thought, they didn't know if it was me, if it was my daughter, my niece. I'm like, guys, she's way younger than I am. Thank you very much, but it's not me. But yeah, my niece Joy is on Greenleaf, and so she's an amazing actress.
Daddy, I think the charity is just trying to... Gigi! How many times do I have to tell you I don't need you looking out for me?
When she told my mother she wanted to be an actress, my mother's like, oh no. Oh, God, let me pray this off quick. Needless to say, my mother is still praying. She's trying to pray her off the show.
I mean, because this show tackles the inside of the church and everything.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible the way it attacks the church, but we love Joy, and I think she's amazing, and she's up for a stellar. She recorded a song called Master's Call, and it's a beautiful song, and so I applaud her. She has her first nomination and you know, Joy never sang before. People don't know this. She never sang before she did the show. And so she called me and was like, Auntie Cece, I got to come to Nashville. I said, you come to Nashville for what? I got to go to the studio. I was like, what? And she was like, yes, can you please come help me? Can you please? I was like, Joy, you got it in you. You know, I knew she could sing, and she had to find her own voice. I said, don't try to be anybody else. You're unique. Use what God has given you, and He'll bless it.
Are there any Winans who can't sing?
None that I know of that just don't sing at all. No, everybody sings a little bit at least.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Last question for you. I know people want to know this. I know you've got a new album out. We're enjoying it. We're loving it.
New record. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Are you and your brother getting back together to do anything else?
That's always
I know. We have
no. Well, you know, nothing planned. Nothing planned. I mean, it took me 9 years to get back in the studio to do this. You know, my prayer is always, Lord, let your perfect will be done. If it's singing, great. If it's singing with my brother, great. If it's not, great. And saying that, God gave us this church, and it's full time, you know, and I love it. I love it.
That is such a perfect prayer. Lord, let your perfect will be done. Let's all pray that. Stay with us. There's more of CBN NewsWatch coming up. Trash is widespread in the slums of India, where millions of men, women, and children survive by rummaging through piles of trash every day. But Orphans Promise has brought about another option for these children. They sponsor 18 child development centers throughout India, which offer opportunities for non-formal education. Children who attend these centers learn math and English as well as biblical principles through Superbook clubs, giving hope for a much brighter future to them. Well, if you are looking for some family-friendly entertainment this weekend, we've got a helpful movie review from our friends at Plugged In Online. This look, they're checking out Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Peter, you still with us?
Yeah. The movie Spider-Man: Homecoming finds Peter Parker in his sophomore year of high school. He'd really like to be able to use his recently gained spider powers to become a superhero worth noticing.
You're not ready yet.
You're the Spider-Man.
No, I'm not. I'm not. This is just a costume. This is...
You're on the ceiling.
But up till now, he's settled for swinging around town in costume and rescuing cats and trees and stuff. There have been a few cool changes to his life, though. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, has taken notice of him for one.
There's a little gray area in there, and that's where you operate.
Oh.
All right.
That's not a hug. I'm just grabbing the door for you. All right, kid. Good luck out there.
Tony gave him an incredible new suit with all sorts of high-tech extras built in.
Good evening, Peter.
Whoa.
You have 576 possible web shooter combinations.
That is awesome. And with it, Peter feels confident enough to throw his web-slinging weight around. Why, he's even been going up against some pretty heavy-hitting bad guys. Who knows? He might impress the Avengers enough that they'd let him join their team. Or better yet, he could get confident enough to flirt with a cute girl at school. This is the third reboot in the Spider-Man franchise in the last 15 years, and it's a pretty decent one. There are lessons on friendship, family, and learning about priorities in the teen hero mix.
I'm gonna need the suit back.
But I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
You need to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
I want you to understand. I'll do anything to protect my family.
But there's also some thumping violence to be aware of, and more foul language than you might expect. So I'm giving Spider-Man: Homecoming 3 blasts of webbing out of 5 for family friendliness. For an in-depth review of this film or anything else at your local box office, visit us at PluggedIn.com. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Cheryl Wilhelmy for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
It is time now for your Friday Faithful, and today's word is this. Perhaps you've heard it said, the journey is more important than the destination. But here's the thought. The more time you take enjoying life's journey accelerates your reach of the assigned destination. So don't fret on the journey. Learn the lessons God has allowing for you to reach each mile of the way. With that word, be sure to make this a fabulous Friday. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about, always at cbnnews.com. We'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. Hope you'll reach out and touch us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Have a great day. We'll see you right back here come Monday.